So, I'm in a lot of Discord servers. You guys know this. I'm in more than a few. Sadly, that makes me come into contact with more than a few authors who believe themselves to be gun designers. Now understand this now. I am not basically pointing fingers or calling out certain ones. This is pointed towards all authors who believe they can design firearms. But I'm just gonna say this now. As a gun guy who loves guns, believe me I am, and you know this. I mean hell. I mean literally. There are some things that I am very much so just... How'd this all start, you're probably asking? How did this all start of me making this video aimed at all authors that believe themselves to be gun designers? Well, this author in particular decided to basically try and Photoshop what is essentially a bastardized version of an STG or a SIG 510. The STG-57 or the STG-W-57, which is basically a 5.7 cartridge gun, a rifle, a battle rifle essentially, well not really a battle rifle, an intermediate cartridge rifle that was adapted in the 1950s, later to be adapted to basically meet NATO standard, which of course is the SIG 510, which is in 5.5, well not 5.6, but 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO, i.e. the same caliber as the G3. And while yes, this gun in particular, is now outdated, and while, yes, still being used by a small number of countries, even reportedly being used in the in the Russo-Ukraine conflict that is happening right now, in terms of modern firearms, it is not up to snuff. It is very much so an outdated battle rifle. In terms of what the author decided to do for his fantasy military of it being chambered in the STG-44, MP44... Kurtz round, the intermediate cartridge that it uses. Oh boy! Okay. Here's what he designed. I'm just gonna let you guys look at that, and I'm gonna let you just understand why I'm making this video.
Nice fucking model!
You done? Alright. Here's the thing. When it comes to firearms, there is a rule that is always followed. Practical overlooking cool. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, why is that? Well, here's the thing. There are a lot of firearms in the world that do try to follow that rule, but also kind of look differently. In Airsoft, it's no different. While, yes, you can look cool, you must be fucking practical. A good example of this is none other than the cut concept gun from Ghost in the Shell that got made into an airsoft gun. Why was it cut? I don't know. I never really looked into it. But it is, of course, the JG Star Dragon. If you don't know what the JG Star Dragon is, well, Sonny Jim, no worries. I'm about to help you out with that. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the JG Star Dragon. Now, you're looking at this thing and you're automatically thinking, okay, this thing is completely unpractical. It's got that cool look, but it's not practical. Wrong, Sonny Jim. It is basically built off of a M4. Not just an M4, but basically an M4 SBR. The body shell, and that's exactly what it is, the shell, over a, again, no joke, no scam, a JG M4, or at least a M4 SBR, meaning that this is a short-barreled rifle. The shell over this is basically a common LE stock. The pistol grip is essentially just a sharpshooter grip for a Armalite platform. It still has the same characteristics and firing of an M4. It even still has the same mag release. It still has the same charging handle, which I have now extended, of course, with the extended charging handle. To basically, again, same thing. The only impractical thing is that if you push the butt stock forward, you basically can't pull it all the way to basically engage the weapon. But it still takes AR magazines. And while I'm a little bit curious of whether or not it will take this, it cannot take drum mags, but it basically will take Armalite style magazines. And reaching into my Armalite platform here, it basically takes Armalite magazines, meaning that essentially a lot of Armalite magazines can be used out of this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the definition of practical and cool. Again, M4 basically with a shell around it. That's what it is. And the handguard here can basically be used however one dictates it. Even the buttstock is designed to be comfortable to the shooter. Again, this is the definition of practical and cool. If you need other examples of designs that are practical yet cool, look at SRU. They literally designed, of course, the M4 Bullpup kit. They designed the Mac 11 Bullpup kit. They designed a lot of bullpup kits, but they're practical. They are smartly designed. They understand what they're doing and the limitations they have. If you must, though, have a battle rifle, any sort of battle rifle, base it off of a G3 designed or the AR-10. Again, authors, if you must create a weapon that is overly complicated or impractical in terms of an actual modern firearm, then make it a fucking energy weapon. Go the Star Wars route. Make it as crazy cool as possible, but as an energy weapon. But again, this? Authors, please, for the love of Christ, get airsoft guns. That's the best way to solve this. Get airsoft guns. Become familiar with the weapons. Become understanding of the guns. I get if you want to make it look cool, just because, oh, it looks cool, but think of practicality. We airsofters know practicality because we actually dress up in the kit and weapons of the things we love. There are guys actually going out there with full stormtrooper armor with actual E11 blasters. There are guys going out there in full Vietnam kit with M16A1s. I myself was in full kit for the NCR loadout with my service rifle, and I can attest to the fact of practicality is a thing. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and authors out there, if you want to design your own guns, that is perfectly fine. But be practical with it. Or if you want to go the outlandish cool, make it an energy weapon. If you're trying to do ballistics, learn firearms. Get an airsoft gun so you may have this thing in your hand, so you know how heavy this thing feels, how to manipulate it, how to change a magazine, how to handle it. Again, if you're going to do this, actually have a physical representation in hand so you may understand how it is. That's all I'm asking. Look, I'm not trying to come off as being hateful or being deceitful or anything of that nature. I'm simply coming off as a gun guy. An actual gun guy, a firearms owner who owns not just airsoft guns, but also actual real steel firearms. God. I am pleading to the authors out there to actually either get into a shooting sport or go try out airsoft. So that way you can try and replicate the things you want to create and then be able to test them out to see if that's actually practical. That's all I'm asking, is for everyone to think practicality over cool. If you can mix cool with practicality, that's perfectly fine. But actually base your firearms off of actual working systems. I'm not just talking about, of course, the Armalites or the H&Ks. Hell, I'm not just talking about, of course, the Kalashnikovs. Or even the tactical tunas and the FNs of literally FN. Again, people, tried and true designs. This thing, sci-fi looking, fucking works. Battle tested, battle proven. Just saying. Look, I know I may have seemed coming off rantish, but Can you blame me? I'm a gun guy. And this sort of stuff kind of irritates me because, again, this is not practical. This is no way it would work. None. Anyway. Thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and I really do honestly hope this kind of helps you understand what I'm trying to say, or at least what I'm trying to tell you guys. Because again, if you need to create your own firearms, either actually have a physical representation in your hand, or do deep research on them and understand the systems, and even go out and actually shoot these things, or even just, again, actually go try out Airsoft. Airsoft is a good, cheap alternative, and you can do that. You can do this. Again, I was able to go full NCR. I have a frickin' service rifle. I have an assault rifle from the DC Wasteland, for God's sakes. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and if you want to help out and support the channel, because we are demonetized, consider donating to the PayPal or Cash App down below. It's folks like you that actually make these videos possible. And one of our goals is actually to get a Fallout neon sign to replace the SRU blueprint kit for the M4 Bullpup. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I shall tell you lovely, lovely people in the next video. And for the love of God, authors, actually go to a gun range. Go play Airsoft. Something. Till next time.